Alright, let's get into it. So the first player I have on my Dynasty sleepers for the second part of this series is Anthony Mcfarland, coming out of the University of Maryland. Mcfarland was drafted with the 18th pick in the 4th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Given James Conner's injury history and the lack of talent in this backfield, I think Mcfarland can have an instant impact right away in this backfield. I think he can win that number 2 spot right away and have a shot to show what he's worth sometime around the season. Let's also not forget that James Conner is going into his last year of his rookie contract, so if Anthony Mcfarland can show something this year, he could potentially be the Pittsburgh Steelers starting running back going into 2021, and that's amazing value that you can get by only spending a 3rd round pick in your rookie drafts for this guy. Looking at Mcfarland's college tape, you can clearly see that he's the fastest player on the field, running a 4.44 40, but that was also with a high ankle sprain, so we don't really know what his true 40 time is, but let's just say he plays way faster than that 4.44. He's also super elusive and also has amazing burst. However, he has an extensive injury history. Those injury concerns could impact Mcfarland at the next level, because they might decide that he might never ever be ready for a bigger workload, so that limits his upside a little bit. But we've seen guys do it all the time. Guys like Kamara, Devin Singletary, etc. have successful careers on limited touches because they're just so great with the touches that they're given that it doesn't really affect them as much. Coming into the pre-draft process, I was actually a little bit higher on Mcfarland than most because I thought he could be a great 3rd down pass catching back on any team just due to his explosiveness, but he has to develop his route tree and just become a better pass catcher for that to happen. I don't think Anthony Mcfarland will ever be a true workhorse type of back, but I think he can be an excellent 3rd down pass catching back, and with the limited touches he's going to get with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he can absolutely make the most out of them using his speed and elusiveness. Mcfarland is going to be a guy that I target on all of my rookie drafts just because of the opportunity he's going to be given in Pittsburgh. So go ahead, consider him, put him on your draft board, and who knows, you could end up with the next 2021 Pittsburgh Steelers running back. Another guy that I'm higher on than most, and I don't think he's a true sleeper like Anthony Mcfarland, but I still think he's being slept on, and that's Michael Pittman coming out of USC. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, ran a 4.52 40-yard dash, and this was a guy that had the ability to go into the draft last year, posting 41 catches, 758 yards, and 6 touchdowns, but decided to stay a year because his draft projection was only a 3rd round. So he ended up staying his 2019 season, and he caught 101 catches for 1,275 yards and 11 touchdowns. The reason I'm so high on Michael Pittman in Dynasty is because the team has already come out and said they love him to be as their ex-receiver in that offense, and with T.Y. Hilton being already 30 years old, turning 31 this year, he could have a chance maybe next year to take over as that number 1 option in that offense, and with Phillip Rivers gone, his skill sets might be used to the fullest with a new quarterback that they bring in. We also have to remember that T.Y. Hilton is coming into a contract year. He has stated that he wants to play for the Colts for the rest of his career, but that's no guarantee. Maybe the two sides can't come up with an agreement towards the end of the year, and you could see yourself having Michael Pittman as the true number 1 option in this offense. I think his upside is amazing. Frank Reich loves him. He's already compared him to Vincent Jackson, so that's something we all like to hear. The reason why Michael Pittman is not going as high as other players is because there's so much uncertainty at the quarterback position for the Indianapolis Colts. We all know Phillip Rivers is going to be the quarterback for the 2020 season, but who knows who's going to be the quarterback for the 2021 season. They could bring in a veteran who's not very good, or they could bring in a young unproven rookie. A lot of his value is going to be decided on who they go with next year, and if he's going to be a gunslinger, that can really boost up Michael Pittman's value going into the future. But they could also bring in a guy who can't really utilize his skill sets that he has, so it's kind of like a risky move, but I believe in his talent, and I think he could find ways to produce fantasy points even with a quarterback that's not specifically designed to best utilize his skill sets. That's the thing with a lot of these sleeper picks, is there's so much uncertainty going for them, and that's why they're going so late, because the guys who already have all the opportunity and all the talent lined up for them in place are going in the first couple of rounds or the 1st round. But these are guys that you can get later on in the rounds that I think they have the opportunity to go out there and showcase their talent, which is pretty much the biggest thing you need when it comes to fantasy. And a lot of things can go right with these players, but a lot of things can go bad. So take your shot on some of these players, and we'll see what ends up happening. That's it for this video. So Subscribe if you enjoyed it, and this is going to cap off my 2-part Dynasty Sleeper series. More content coming shortly, and I'll see you later.